Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about fetal alcohol syndrome. And basically, that is the effect of alcohol after a mom has been pregnant and she's drank alcohol and the baby's born with those effects. So I'm going to start with Dr. Zainab because she's a neonatologist and she sees parents, she sees patients like these. So Dr. Zainab, tell us about fetal alcohol syndrome.
Syndrome is when usually throughout the pregnancy, the mother's drinking significant amounts of alcohol that has then affected the development of the baby. So these babies, from the beginning, they don't grow properly. They have what we call IUGR, intrauterine growth restriction. So they're born quite small, and then they can be born quite early. So they're small, and then they are born premature as well. And then even after they're born, they have lots of challenges really, but they tend to be born with certain characteristics. When you look at them, they sort of look similar. They have like a small head, small brain size, the small eye openings they can have. The middle of the face is a bit flat. And then the typical one, we call it, this is the philtrum here, philtrum. It's quite long and it's smooth. If you touch here, there's like a groove, but in them, they sort of lose that groove. It's quite smooth and they have a thin upper lip. And those are the characteristics they tend to have. They can also have sort of heart conditions, problems as well. And the issue is that even at birth, as I said, they're born small, they can have problems with their blood sugar, feeding problems, breathing problems. But then the major one is, their development. So even after they've gone home, there's challenges, and that goes on into adulthood. Even apart from when they're a baby, even when they go into adulthood, those challenges and problems can follow them the rest of their lives with them. Emotional challenges, mentally
I have something about them, always being very defiant and oppositional to.
There's the very emotional, yes. There's issues, and even proper development, sitting, crawling, walking.
They're delayed.
They're delayed. So it's an impact for like the rest of their lives, really.
What I find interesting is that, I don't know why you might tell us about what happens in the UK in terms of why a mother would still go ahead and drink alcohol in pregnancy, whether it's because she didn't know or she's so addicted to the alcohol that she can't just let it go.
Yeah, no, it's more the addiction.
Yes.
The ones I've seen that the babies end up with fetal alcohol syndrome. And those mothers, it's not only alcohol, they're also on drugs.
Or other than drugs.
It tends to go hand in hand.
I see.
Yeah.
Here's the combination.
So here's what happens in Nigeria. So I do believe that we have quite more fetal alcohol syndrome than we realize, because there are lots of mothers that take a certain type of herbal concoction or agbo to make the babies shrink, so that when they're giving birth, they'll give birth more easily. They don't want big babies.
I'm learning so many things.
Yes. And I believe that
so many things here. It's amazing.
And I believe that those are
too small is not a good thing.
Who tell them? And I believe that those are those.
Well, we're telling them now.
Contain alcohol because
it's fermented. Once it's fermented, it has alcohol.
So the features that you've mentioned have just I've pictured it in my head, and I've seen some of those babies like that the mothers actually used those agbos in pregnancy. Babies came out IUGR and they had those features. As a matter of fact, there was one lady that she sells agbo, and the three of her children looked that way.
Oh my God.
So I'm almost certain that all three of her children actually had fetal alcohol syndrome. And it's a real thing. And so the problem is that when those babies are born, that IUGR doesn't just affect the brain, it affects the kidneys, it affects the pancreas, such that by the time they reach their 40s, they begin to have things like chronic kidney disease, because the reserve of their kidney
consequence really
is so poor, because they were born with small kidneys. If anything happens to any of their kidneys from lifestyle habits that they will no doubt or they're likely to pick up, then they have no reserve, and before they're 50, they're gone.
They're gone. And that's so sad, because just because one could not control their addiction for alcohol. So moms, if you think you might be pregnant, please go make sure that you try not, especially if you're not addicted and it's just social, try not to drink. Now, we also talked about how much alcohol is safe during pregnancy, and we said zero. So you want to think about the life of a child that you're bringing into the world. There's already so many challenges generally in life. You don't want to add to your baby's challenges and have children that are struggling and end up with their lives being cut short just because of your addiction. And if you're an addict, get help. go ahead and get help for yourself. Go on birth control, especially if you're in a relationship or you're married. Try and go on birth control so that until that addiction is taken care of, you're not bringing in children into the world that are going to start struggling from health problems because of your addiction. So please, let's let's do the right thing, and let's put consideration in place for our children, especially when we have addictions that we're still trying to deal with. And drug addiction is also an issue. So with a lot of moms are on that drink alcohol, they're also taking drugs. And now with fentanyl, like we mentioned earlier, fentanyl is taking people out, because I don't even know where people are getting. For me to order fentanyl in the US, I have to have a special license and a special token. It's like you're taking out $1 million from somebody's account. They have to basically use the token and make sure it's me, and I mean all kinds of things, and it's all online. So how people get it and lace it with drugs, I don't know. But moms, dads, please take care of yourselves so that you can take care of your families, and so that you'll be around to see your grandchildren.
So maybe it's not a pregnancy campaign. Be a hero, go zero.
Now you just formed that. Yay! So be a hero, go zero. And one. Zero alcohol, zero drugs. Just take care of yourself and eat all the good foods while you're pregnant. All right.
The fetal alcohol syndrome, I mean, it's not terribly much to say there. I think the message is clear.
Yeah,
yes,
and they start their lives in the neonatal unit.
Yeah,
nice.
Because of
so you're separated from your baby from day one.
Yeah, the child is already struggling from day one.
It's worth it, really.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you next time.